I've been raving and ranting about this topic for a long time, but not in the way most people do. The way most people rave and rant about this, they think America's got way too much debt and it's about to be a huge problem. Fact of the matter is, that's just nonsense. There's a way to think about debt that's right and a way to think about debt that's wrong. We could just look at how much debt do you have and is it more than you had before, and if so, what does that mean? And to most people, that just means it's scary because the way our culture has been raised, it's to kind of think debt's bad, more debt's worse, too much debt, you go to hell. The fact of the matter is that the right way to think about debt is that it's a financing tool to accomplish a goal. And when we think, for example, about the federal government, which is the most common place people fret U.S. debt, or let's say government debt from the Italian government, which is what people think of when they worry about Italian solvency. The right way to think about it is what's the carrying cost of the debt relative to the country's ability to spend that money? What's the carrying cost on the debt relative to GDP or relative to tax revenue from that country? And in fact, if you look at America, or for that matter, Italy, another country that people have gotten very excited about lately, the carrying cost on the debt is a fraction of what it was 20 years ago. It's literally half what it was 20 years ago. A big part of that, of course, is because interest rates have come down. But when you look at the portion which is long-term debt, that locks in that rate. And as we've moved forward and locked in lower rates, you can actually do the math of how much would it take for interest rates to rise and debt to rise to get to a problem level. And I can tell you it's years and years and years before we're going to have a problem in America or Italy. In Italy, over the last 10 years, they've drastically extended the average maturity of the debt at these lower rates, locking them in. The fact is, people rave and rant about the debt, but what you should rave and rant about is that the debt is not at problematic levels, because you should think about it as a percent of GDP, the interest expense for the entity, the government, or as a percent, more importantly, of government tax revenue, which is tiny compared to the past.